Live from Austin, Texas, you're listening to the Next 15 Podcast Show with Trey North, a live podcast covering random topics such as relationships, current news, and everyday life issues, along with my co-hosts, Chris McAllister and Andrea Clark. Get ready for the next few minutes as we hope to make you laugh, educate, and inspire you. Welcome to the Next 15 Podcast Show. It's Friday night, 7 o'clock, and you know what time it is. It's time for another episode of the Next 15 Podcast Show with Trey North. Also, my co-host, Chris McAllister.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's always good to be back in the saddle.
Oh, man, and we also, we're -1 tonight, Chris.
Yeah, man, sad days.
We're missing the beautiful Andrea Clark, our chat room hostess. She's out of the studio feeling ill, but I do see her popped up in the chat room.
Yeah, she's in the chat room, bro.
You could chat room, you could have came to the studio. But anyway, no, I'm just playing. We hope you get better, Andrea. You always supporting the Next 15 podcast, so we do hope you get better. Want to say hello to everybody that is listening by way of Spreaker.com. What up, Shamika? We see you. Want to thank all of those who are at Next15podcast.com. Thank you for listening. Also, all across the states in the country. Brazil, United Emirates. We got London, England, the UK. We got a bunch of them. Of them listening in, and we just want to say thank you. Yes, thank you for the first timers that are here tonight and the future downloaders. We want to just welcome you to the Next 15 Podcast Show. We see you, Adrian Carter. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Listen, before I get started, last week's episode was entitled Doors, featuring Dwayne McAllister, your big brother.
Oh, man, dude, it was such a good episode. It was good to have Big Brother in the studio, man. I'm trying to tell you, man, it was so enlightening. You know, Doors is a great conversation that most people don't have. And I think, you know, kudos to you, Trey, on how you presented the episode, man, and how we kind of got into it. If you didn't hear it, guys, go back and listen to Doors last episode. It will change your life, I promise you.
Yeah, you can catch that at next15podcast.com or Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or wherever you listen to your podcast. Okay, well, without further ado, let's get started on tonight's episode. It's inspired from actually a previous podcast that we aired exactly 2 years ago. With the beginning of last year's pandemic up until now, I was kind of curious in knowing if opinions have changed when it comes to dating or even proposing, specifically in regards to women making the first move versus the man. So, of course, my co-host Chris McAllister and I, along with all of you who choose to participate tonight, will discuss this topic, and we'll also be playing clips from listeners who called in with their opinions. That's right. Tonight is 2 years later, and we discuss, should a woman approach a man, and it starts now. You're listening to the Next 15 Podcast Show with Trey North on Spreaker.com. All right, Chris, let's get into it, man. Should a woman approach a man?
Okay, man. Oh, man, that's such a good question. But again, with that, which one you want? You want a biblical answer? Do you want you want today's society answer? You know what? Let's I'm gonna cut the music. Let's start off. That's good. You said today's society answer. You know what? Let me start off with a clip from a listener. Let me do this. Let me play this clip.
Shamika Montgomery from Grand Prairie, Texas. And the question is, should a woman approach a man? And my answer is yes, I think a woman should approach a man. Because of 2020 and because of COVID, a lot of things have changed. So I do feel like a woman should approach a man. I think the next question is how she should approach a man. I think it just depends on the way that you approach the person. You want to approach them and try to find something that they're interested in, something that you can relate to. So I think if your approach is correct, you should go ahead and approach a man.
All right, I got the music back. Okay, let's start out with let's take Shamika's comment.
Okay.
What you think about what she said?
What I think about it, I mean, hey, you know what? To me, that's cool in the game and everything. You know what I mean? But personally, now this is just my personal opinion. People don't jump down the throat on this one. I'm gonna say, nah. I think a man should still go after the woman. You know, I get that it's 2020 and I get that everything has changed, and you're right. And I'm not against anybody who does feel like a woman should approach a man. But personally, I still think it's the hunt for the man. You know what I mean? It's that opportunity to see, you know, can you get this individual? Or I say get, but you know what I mean? Do you possess what it takes to get the woman of your dreams? You know what I mean? Because it takes work. You know.
Okay.
And a man, if for a man, you know, if it takes a lot of work to get something and we get it, we respect it a lot more than if it was just given to us.
Okay, that's coming from like a hunter's perspective. That's what it sounds like. Is that what
it does sound that way, doesn't
it? Yeah. You like, I want to still make sure I still got game or not.
Well, I mean, yes, you can look at it that way, but I mean, you can come at it this way, like, you know, not just the game portion of it, but just, you know, when you're really interested in a female or a lady, you know, do you have what it takes to get that particular woman? You know what I mean? And so that's what I'm saying. I'm just making sure that it just seems like a man should go after a woman.
You know what? I mean, I get what you're saying. I'm gonna flip it. I feel like that it could go both ways. I'm gonna take a comment out of here. Rod says, "What if a man is unaware that she's interested?" That's my point. And I think a lot of times it's so much pressure on a man approaching a woman, because some women, you know, they give off those vibes. No disrespect, ladies, but sometimes y'all give off those vibes like y'all stuck up, or kind of like y'all don't want to be dealt with right now, you know. And so for me, if a woman approach me, then it's easier. I know then she's interested in me. You know what I mean? So it kind of takes the pressure off of me and having to, you know, what to come up with, or what to say, or, you know, how to read her body language before, you know, I even opened up my mouth, you know, because sometimes you can, you know, just trying to read a woman can be kind of conflicting as well. So I don't know. I think it's, you know, I don't have a problem with it.
I mean, I don't personally have a problem with it. For me, I'm going to go after the woman. And let's be honest, back in the day, I've had women when I wasn't married, I had women come after me. But it always didn't work out. You know what I mean? And the one I went after, are the ones that I had more of a longer relationship with for some reason. And maybe that's just personally me.
Well, hey, that's a good point, though. I get it. Okay, what's going on in the chat room over there?
Oh, yes, sir. So again, so you had Rod that said, you know, what if a man is unaware that she's interested? And then you have Adrian. She said, you know, a good point, Pastor. Like when she says a good point, she's talking about the fact of that hunter, you know, the hunter aspect from, you know, the male's point of view. Like if we go after something and we're able to obtain it, again, we respect it a lot more. Versus if a woman comes after you, you feel like you didn't do anything to get it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and so not all men, but some men would feel like, you know, oh, I didn't work to get it, so you know, I don't really have too much of interest in it. You know what I mean?
I tell you what, we'll open up the phone lines at 512-827-9164 if you want to get in on this topic. We'd love to hear your comments or whatever you have to offer. Before we do that, I tell you what, let's play another clip. This is coming from Marshall, I believe, from Austin, Texas. Let's see what she has to say about if a woman should approach a man.
So my name is Marshall. So I feel like I'm conflicted. So I agree that women should approach men at times because I'm all for female empowerment. I can understand to just like make yourself seen and, just start a conversation, like complimenting them or just kind of easing your way into the conversation or talking to them. Instead of just kind of like waiting on the guy, waiting passively. But then I'm not for it because for me, I feel like I grew up in a conservative household. So, I feel like we're taught that like as women, like men are hunters. Like whenever they see something, they'll, they go after for what they want. And then I got advice from my uncle about sometimes like dating or whatever. And he's always saying like a guy, like if a woman asks a guy out, he'll sometimes just like wait around or just the relationship doesn't really go anywhere. They just try to see where it goes. I don't know if that makes sense, but
okay, I feel her. She mentioned the hunter aspect of it. Again, if you drop that number in the chat room, Chris, 512-827-9164. That number again is 512-827-9164. Let's talk about what the young lady said.
At that point, I feel like it's again like she said she got some advice from her uncle, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the uncle sounds like he old school. And he's talking about once a woman come after you, like a man doesn't have anything to do. Like again, it's that thrill of the hunt. I hate to say that, but it goes back to that. Like a man, sometimes we say we don't want a woman that's we definitely don't want an easy woman, but we don't want a woman that's we want to be able to go out and try to figure a woman out. And I'm talking grown men, I ain't talking young boys at this point. We're talking adults here that's trying to look for something more than just having a good time for a real relationship. A man to look for and want to the hunt of asking the right questions, figuring the woman out, getting into her mind to see if this is somebody I want to spend the rest of my life with. That's not how I think.
I got you, bro. I mean, but does it make the woman, does it make her like easy just because she's approaching the man? I mean, I don't think that's making it her easy. Just, maybe she's a woman, some women know what they want out of life and they're not afraid to approach it. I mean, I get the traditional sense type of woman, but some women, they can, I don't want to say aggressive in a bad or negative way, but like, hey, they're go-getters, in today's society, most of the women nowadays are go-getters because of the lack of a male participation in families. So, right. I wouldn't necessarily think that she was too easy, I would just, again, for me to take the pressure off. And maybe every man is different when it comes to that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to try as hard when I know that you already want me. You know what I'm saying? It's easy. You know what I'm saying? Now my flow, my you know what I'm saying? This mouthpiece can get to work now. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you, bro. I think part of that too, the reason why I would say yes on the opposite end or play devil's advocate is because I might be just tired of going after women. You know what I mean? I know my self-worth, and at this point, if you really, if you want this, you have to come get it. Or you have a lot of men that have got real busy entrepreneurs and stuff like that don't really have that type of time.
Yeah,
And so, but I think that causes a whole other set of issues there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I tell you what, we got a caller on the line. Let's take this call and see who we got. Okay. Welcome to the Next 15 podcast show. This is Trey North. Who am I speaking with? Where you calling from?
Yo, what's up, fellas? I ain't been missing you guys. This is Rod Garrett from Houston, Texas. How y'all doing?
What's up, Rod? How's it going, man?
Hey, man, it's going great, man. Hey, love this topic, man. So I'm going to dive right in, right?
All right, let's go with it.
So from personal experience, I don't mind sharing with this audience, man, is, okay, so me and my wife, how we met, I was coming out of, like, a relationship. Well, she was my wife at that time. We were just good friends. And so the relationship that it was dissolving, and during that period of time, we became good friends. I mean, we had mutual friends, so we hung out in groups, right? So, because my roommate at that time at college was dating her friend, okay? So anyway, long story made short, man, like, she was with me during, very turbulent time, and my relationship dissolved. So, although there was we had a very good friendship, got to know each other, I didn't really pick up on the vibe that she was like, were interested in me or digging me, right? So my roommate, he was sort of kind of throw subtle hints, and I was like, nah, man, you just playing, you know what I'm saying? Because, you're dating her friend, and you trying to be a matchmaker, that type of thing. I really didn't believe it. So long story short, man, is that my wife, she finally shared with me, like, her feelings toward me, and I told her, hey, listen, I just came out of a relationship. I don't want this to seem like a rebound type of situation, but, can we still remain friends? And she was like, sure, we're friends. I won't, step over any boundaries here that you don't want to cross, but just know I'm being transparent with you and vulnerable, let you know how I feel about you. So time went on, man, a few months went by, and, I sort of kind of like, was softened up. And so, needless to say, next month we'll be married 22 years. So I thought if she would not have taken that opportunity to be very transparent and talk about her true feelings and approach me about it, who knows, what could have happened. And so I say that if, in that regard, in that instance, I choose nothing totally wrong. Of course, I won. I definitely see where a woman can approach a guy. I think it's the way, like the one testimony y'all got, or I think it's the way that you do it that makes a difference. If you're aggressive, if you're loud, if you're trying to be like seen as opposed to, being very, I would say humble and being very not aggressive but assertive, and telling a woman, telling a man how she feels, if that you can be described as the chase, I see nothing wrong with it.
Man, first of all, congratulations, man, on your anniversary. Real talk.
I appreciate it.
See, I agree with that. He caught 22 years with a lovely wife because she approached him. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I don't know. Do we always have to have that chase? I mean, does it really matter? I mean, does it really matter?
Let me say this, man. I got Rod on the phone. Miss Shamika in the chat room says, I feel like even when she approaches a man, then you would still allow him to take the lead at that point.
Huh. So let me ask you this question, Rod. When she approached you, was it that way? Like Shamika described it, like did she let you take the lead since you said you were coming out of something already? Or
yeah, well, that's a good perspective. How I would answer this way. She when she was very transparent about her feelings, right? She allowed me to process through all of the fall coming out of a very tumultuous ending to a relationship to allow me to make sure that I was sure that I wanted to move forward in a relationship, and that she was, and again, I want to qualify this, that she was a friend who watched all of that unfold, right? Mm-hmm. So, and to answer your question pointedly, I will say that she allowed me to take the lead in being able to say when I was ready to move the needle, and that I was not letting myself feel like I was rushing into something. So I would say she allowed me to take the lead to say, hey, I was ready to accept that these feelings are mutual, and I don't have this baggage that I'm bringing in. So it's safe. It was a safe space for both her and I. So I would think she allowed me to take the lead to say, yeah, I'm ready to move this needle, and you're the person that I want to move forward with.
Wow.
In that regard.
Wow. Yeah, I think that, again, that goes back to the approach. How you handle things, like,
absolutely.
Because some women, let's be honest. I'll go back to the aggressive, and I'll say it in the negative. Like, now I'm going back over to the other side, that devil's advocate. Some are very aggressive, you know what I mean, and some are, some can be, kind of real pushy, you know what I mean, and not allow the man to take the lead. So I can understand the approach part of it being the kind of the determining factor, or whether, hey, this is somebody, I can learn to love or whatever. Because I would imagine, and I don't want to speak for you, Rob, but if she would have came on too strong, do you think perhaps that would have been like a red flag for you?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So here's an example. If she would have came, because again, she watched things sort of kind of dissolve, right? If she would have came at me and said, why, she wrong, and, why is she, she's terrible. If she went on this campaign to character assassinate the young lady that was like dissolving a relationship with,
right,
then that would have been a turnoff, because I'm thinking, you know what, even though you that's how you feel, you got to understand that I'm trying to process through a disappointment. You know what I'm saying? Because, I did want it to work, but unfortunately it didn't. So to add that extra fuel to the flame as it's crashing and burning, like, let it get the ashes. You know what I'm saying? Let me get it the ashes, and don't accelerate that process.
Yeah.
So it would have definitely been a turn off for me, for sure.
Okay. All right, man. We appreciate you calling in, man. That's
absolutely.
That's a good point. Both you and Shamika had some good points.
Pleasure, fellas. I appreciate y'all.
Hey, man. We always love it when you call in, man. Thank you so much, man, for tuning in tonight, bro. We've been missing you.
Yeah, my pleasure. Been missing y'all too, man. Great show. I love you guys.
All right, man. We'll holler at you later, bro.
Yes, sir.
Hey, that was Rod Garrett from baldbeardedblessed.com. Check him out. The website's back up and running. You can find all your t-shirts and all your apparel for men and women. I'll tell you what, Chris, let's take a commercial break and come back, and then we'll hear some more clips, and then we'll also engage in the chat room when we come back from these commercial messages right here on the Next 15. Attention business owners, entrepreneurs, podcast hosts, or even churches. Do you have a product or service that you'd like to advertise to help spread the word and boost sales for your business or organization? Then allow Next 15 Podcast Production to produce your next advertisement with a professional voiceover. We have over 20 years of experience in creating voiceovers for churches, city government departments, and online businesses. Next 15 Podcast Production will assist you with your next project using our professional studio equipment along with our experience. Let us create your next voiceover that will take your business or organization to the next level. Go to next15podcast.com and click on Voiceover Work tab to preview the actual voiceover commercials that were created for our business affiliates. You can also contact us at next15podcast@gmail.com. Next 15 Podcast Production, where voiceovers and businesses simply go together. You're listening to the Next 15 Podcast Show with Trey North on Spreaker.com. And we're back. Next 15 Podcast Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you just coming in, we're talking about, should a woman approach a man? And we just heard from Rod Garrett and some other clips from other loyal listeners. Yeah. And we're picking it back up. Call in the chat room. We got the chat room. You can call online, 512-827-9164. It's in the chat room. That number again is 512-827-9164. Hey, Gail, what's going on? We see you in there, and Jacqueline Hammett.
Yeah.
We see you in the chat room. Yeah, man, that was some very good some good meat, man. Rod and Shamika they tag team on that one on us, man.
Yeah, man, they really did, man, and it was really good to hear that side of a woman coming to a man and listen. You said 22 years, man.
Yeah.
And again, and Shamika brought up a good point of if a woman approaches a man, she can approach the man and then give the man the opportunity to take the lead. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I do kind of like that. You know what I mean? I do like that because, like you said earlier, some women know exactly what they want, you know what I mean? But one more thing before we go to the next portion, I want to say this. We talk about the women being aggressive in their approach, but then I start thinking, how much do we even think about how aggressive men are to women with their approach?
Oh man, now that's a podcast in itself because I know we come off strong. I mean, some of these jokers out here mess it up for the good ones like myself.
Exactly. Touche, mon frere.
You can't take that she's not interested. You just keep on. But let me say this. I remember on previous episodes, you were aggressive.
Yeah, touche. Well, I mean, it's a difference in aggressiveness and being consistent. You know what I mean? I don't feel like I was aggressive. Matter of fact, on my opposite end, my wife was aggressively saying no in the beginning, and I was just patient and consistent. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And so, there's one thing in being patient, and just, hey, whenever you're ready, I'll be here, and then being aggressive, like, you better be mine or you gonna be mine and all that kind of stuff. But that was good. I really did like that.
Yeah. Let's move on to the next clip. Let's see what's going on. Let's see who we have.
Okay, Mr. Elton, should women approach men nowadays when it comes to relationship and marriage?
I believe, nowadays it's normal for women to, ask men out, date. I seen it happen, and I don't see anything wrong about it. It could be a cultural thing, like in other countries. I do see women talk to men more than men to women, and I seen it happen. So it could be a cultural thing as well. So
awesome.
So
I like that. He said it could be a cultural thing.
Yeah. That was Mr. Elton, from Austin. And when he brought that up, that's actually a really good thought process because we never think of cultural aspect of things. What seems to be weird to us, is actually normalized in the other parts of the world. You know what I mean? And there are some cultures where the women go after the men, So do we frown upon that culture just because it's different from ours, I guess? I don't know. And it's becoming, like you said, now it's normalized over here.
Right.
Where in this generation, a lot of women are not just asking to date, asking to marry, their spouse. I've seen a couple of clips where women are getting on their knees,
Wow.
That right knee and presenting a wedding band to the man.
Well, you went there, so now we have to continue there.
I'm sorry, man.
Should a woman propose to a man?
Yeah.
Now, earlier in the show, you mentioned something about going biblical. So,
right.
Man, I mean, is there any biblical text for that?
So the biblical text where most people will reach from says, "A man that findeth a wife findeth a good thing and obtain favor from God." And most people will take that into context that a man will propose, to a woman because he found his wife, But with that, I agree personally with that statement. because at the end of the day, biblically, the man is going to be held responsible, for the most part. If the marriage doesn't work, if you ever look at it, unless the woman has done something outlandish, usually the separation or the not working is put on the shoulders of the man. Even if the man is a good man, let's just be real. I'm not trying to throw nobody under buses, but men are usually the culprit, or we're the scapegoat in the reason why the marriage didn't work. Well, even if a woman cheats, they'll be like, well, she cheated because the way he was treating her. It's always the man's fault at some point in the relationship. You know what I mean? And so if that's the case, then I should hold the responsibility of me being the one who decides if I'm going to be in this thing or not.
Andrea in the chat room, she hit us up with a question. She said, if you approach a man or a woman, can you accept the rejection? I wonder how women take the rejection versus a man. That's good. If somebody want to hit that, Shamika said that's a good question. Rejection is hard, but the boundaries set by that person should be respected. And Rod said that he thinks men should always get on that bending knee and propose to a woman. What if a woman does propose and the man says, I want to know, how do women take rejection? Because I already know how as a man. Oh man, somebody need to call in.
It's so heartbreaking. Ladies, please call in. I definitely want to hear.
Man, 512-827-9164. Please put that up in there. Hey, Diamond, what's up, Diamond? Hey, Diamond says it's crazy. You say that my mother proposed to my dad, and I actually didn't think nothing's wrong. Wow, y'all, Diamond. Wow. That's my daughter-in-law. That's my son's girlfriend. She's not my daughter-in-law yet, my daughter. But yeah. Oh, Diamond, thank you so much for listening. Wow, so she said her mother proposed to her dad. Man, Diamond, you know my number. If you want to call in, I'll put you up if you want to talk about that. Man,
it's crazy. I mean, hey,
I did not know that.
It is like, again, Mr. Elton said, it's culture. There are some cultures where that's how it's done.
I wonder how he felt, man. I wonder how he felt, like what that felt like. You know what I mean? Like a woman proposing to a man.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know if we overlooked it, but Miss Gail says it's a strong no. I'm not proposing to a man. We should be at a place where discussions have been had and we both know the direction we want to go in.
I feel you.
I feel you, Miss Gail, on that one. It's my thing. And I agree with you, Miss Gail, but I want to hear from the fact of how does a woman feel if she proposes to a man and he says no? Because it happens more than not. Like, everybody ain't living this fairy tale where every man proposes to a woman and that woman says yeah.
Okay, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna put you
on. And so at that point, I know that there's a lot of women who have probably proposed. We just don't ever hear about it. But there's some women who have proposed to a man and that man said no. Call in if you got a story remotely close.
Listen, I already got Diamond on the line. Hold on 1 second. We got Diamond on the line. Next 15 podcast. Go ahead, Diamond.
Hello.
Hey.
Kind of nervous.
It's okay. We just had a conversation. Oh man. So
what do you want to know about the proposal?
Like
what happened?
Everything.
Everything. Okay, so one day she just came home and told us like she wanted to propose to him, and we all looked kind of like, "Mama, really? Like, you gonna do that?" And she was like, "Yeah." When he asked, she wasn't ready. So she was like, when she always made a promise to herself that if she was ready, she would do it. So one day we came home, she had she didn't even tell us that day that she was doing it. She didn't tell us the day or nothing. We came home, she had a chair in the middle of the living room floor, She did not get on her knees. I can tell you that. She had a chair in the middle of the floor. He sat in the chair. She played a song. My mom can sing, so she sung to him, and she changed the words.
Wow.
And she asked him to marry him, and he started crying. And that's the first time I ever seen my dad cry.
Wow.
Oh
my
goodness.
God. That is wow.
He didn't. He was so in shock. He didn't know like what to do because I guess the woman asked him, but he didn't know what to do. Like he was like, "Oh my God," and he was crying.
Wow. Oh man.
Oh my goodness.
Miss Katrina ain't gonna get you for this, is she?
She'll be all right.
See, I think that's romantic. Like I get it, ladies. You want the guys to propose. I get that. I get it because every woman wants that. She wants that proposal and she wants that wedding. And to me, that's traditional. Let's be real. And I understand it. I get it. No problem with that. But this right here, that's unique to me. I've never heard of something like that. If a woman did that to me, I'd be like, I probably would be taken away myself. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I don't even know. Like, I probably would cry like a little baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, Ron Aaron said in the chat, man, he said that man got serenaded.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And she sung to him though. Like,
yes.
Like who does? Man, I mean, oh man, that's I never knew that. That's an amazing story. That I mean, man. Oh wow,
special, bro. That's special.
So let me ask you. Oh, go ahead, Chris. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was saying that's special, man. Like every man don't get to experience that.
Nah, man. Nah. See, oh man. So let me ask you. So how did you guys feel about that though? Like, did y'all didn't really have a problem with it, or?
At first, when she told us, we was like, "Mama, like, why won't you let him ask?"
Yeah.
But my dad, he's the type of person like, if he asks once and you say no, he's not the type. He don't like to get rejected.
Oh.
So he got rejected, and they were together for like 28 years before they got married.
Oh.
They got married in 2014. So they was in 2005. He asked her to marry her, and she wasn't ready.
Wow.
In 2014, that's when she asked him to marry her.
Okay. Now see, that's a little twist to it. Now I can. Okay, ladies. Now, how do y'all feel about that? The man, he did. He proposed. She said no. She wasn't ready. So when she got ready, she decided to ask him. Now, is there anything wrong with that one, y'all?
Right.
Come on.
10 years later.
10 years later. Man. Whew, that's deep. Man, I like that. Oh, my God. Thank you for sharing that because, man. Wow. Oh, man, I'm just speechless. Bro. You got your boy on that one. Because I'm like, I never knew that.
Yeah,
Wow.
Again, I love that story because that's something that most men don't get to experience.
Yeah.
And so he's a very, very lucky man in regards to that.
Yeah, he's a blessed man. Yeah. Yeah, he's got a good wife though. Man, well, thank you so much for calling. I appreciate you calling in. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, okay.
You're welcome.
All right, we'll talk to you later. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you later.
All right.
All right, bye.
All right.
Boy, now that's real right there.
Now that's real.
That's good right there.
I like the concept. He did the man did ask to be married.
Right.
You know what I mean? And she said no. I mean, at that not no, but she wasn't ready. You know? Because that doesn't mean a no. It just means I'm not ready for it. And 10 years later, she came to him. And I mean, here's the thing. She said they were together, 28 years before they got married?
28 years. That's what I'm saying. So even though he hates rejection, he still stay with her though.
Right.
And so, I mean, now. I don't know.
If I ask you to marry me, you say no, or even if you, I'm like, all right, I'm done.
I know. Look,
I can't.
Look, Jacqueline Hammett says, well, let me go back because I read something that she said earlier. I can't find it in the comments. I believe she said over 50, we women want a man to propose. But then hearing that story, she said that situation was unique. So yes, she should have, because he asked first. And 28 years, so yeah, I get that. Wow.
Yeah.
That's romantic. See, like, I know we be trying to be hard sometimes as men, but right there, that would have brought me to tears. And she can sing too. Oh no, I would have been like,
cried, bro, like a baby.
Yeah.
Like I said, I would have cried out in tears.
Man,
That touched that man's heart. You know
hey
what I
man,
mean?
yeah, man. Because evidently he stayed with her, Chris, for that long. So when she,
Right.
and he was like, okay, you don't want to marry me, I'm still. Oh my God, that's just romantic. I don't know. Let me get another clip, bro. Before I start crying on here. All right, let's check it. 512-827-9164 if you want to call in. We're going to play this clip right here and see, I believe it's Sean from Austin, Texas, what he said on should a woman approach a man.
All right. So the question is, should women approach men?
So my name is Sean. I'm from Austin. And the answer to that question for me is, I personally believe it depends on that individual. So when it comes to dating, like I said, it really depends on the individual and how they are. For me personally, I don't mind if someone came up to me and asked me out, but I wouldn't mind going up to someone and making the first move myself. Now, for marriage, I am more of a traditional kind of guy, but again, like I said before, it all really depends on the people in that situation at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's for a woman approaching a man, but he's saying, hey, it's a little traditional in as far as when it comes to asking a woman for her hand in marriage. Yeah.
And I agree. I mean, again, I agree with that, but like you have circumstance. Like to me, it has now become circumstantial. You know what I mean? Like, because most circumstances kind of are the same. The man and woman been together for a number of years, and the man proposes. But like in the situation with Diamond and her parents, like, dude, that's 28 years, and he asked, and that's 28 years. Right. Of him being with her, like it's a little different. It ain't the same. So it is circumstantial, and it's individuals. Wow. Some women have that. Like, I'll put it this way: there's some women who are in love with men that the man is in love with her, but like circumstances, like he ain't got the money to get the ring. He ain't got the money to. But she's in love with him, and so right. if she's the breadwinner. Maybe she's like, well, hey, I'll propose to him because she know if he had it, he would. Yeah. But the reason he doesn't is because he doesn't have it.
Oh man. Let's take a commercial break right quick. When we come back, we'll finish up on should a woman approach a man right here on the Next 15. Hey ladies, looking for something to protect your natural or relaxed hair while you sleep or when you're putting on your makeup? Then check out Breeze Bonnets. Breeze Bonnets are handmade and sewn with you in mind. Created for adults and specially made for children at affordable prices. Breeze Bonnets, founded in 2019, providing satin hair bonnets for women of all ages. Check out Breeze Bonnets on Instagram. That's BreezeBonnets. Head on over to Breeze Bonnets on Instagram and mention Next 15 and receive a buy one and get one half off discount on your next order. You're listening to the Next 15 podcast show with Trey North on Spreaker.com. And we are back on the Next 15 podcast show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Just got through with that twister up in here with Diamond saying that her mom proposed to her dad. Boy, that was a great monkey wrench to throw in the show right there.
Yeah, it was, man. And the way it was done. Not just the fact that she did it, the way it was done, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, wow. Just going back into the comments in the chat room, Shamika was saying that men want to be pursued sometimes to a certain extent. They want to be wanted as much as we do. You know what? Thank you for saying that, Shamika, because I do think whether we say it or not, we do want to be wanted, and sometimes we do a lot of chasing and a lot of aggressive tactics because we really want, we were trying to show the female how much or how badly we want them, and how we, and yeah, sometimes rejection is hard, but again, I have to say, as we opened up in the show, that it really does put the tension, or takes the tension off the guy when he knows for sure that the woman is interested. Now, that doesn't mean she has to approach me if her body language is saying one thing, or if she's giving me a signal that she's interested, and I can roll with that. You know what I mean? Man.
Wow.
I would love to have those two on the show. I'm not gonna even lie. I'm gonna try to make that happen.
Yeah, bro. That would be good.
Whoo, man.
That would be good, man.
I'm telling you.
Hey, Rod said in the chat, man. I didn't want to overlook this. It's actually really funny. He says, I cried when I heard my wife lead a song at church while we were dating. He said, if she would have sung to me and proposed, I would have said, heck yeah.
No, he said, hell yeah. We can say hell on here. Oh, man. Jacqueline says, confidence in a man is sexy to me. If he approach you, you know he is interested. Okay. Romance is necessary. The more romantic, the better. Men should be assertive. Okay. Wait, why? Rod said I just flip-flop. I cried when I heard my wife leading a song at church while we were dating. If she would have sung to me and proposed, I would have said hell yeah. Oh my God. Oh man. Bree says, I guess it's true that sometimes a man wants to be pursued just like a woman does, but I still feel like he should make the first moves. That's true. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, Bree. I get what you're saying. Oh man, matter of fact, I got one more comment somewhere in here. Let me find it, 'cause I know. My Diamond just threw me for a loop. This.
Yeah, she did, man. She done wrecked this whole thing.
Yeah. Did we address Sean's response? I think we did. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, absolutely, we did. Pretty much, like I said, he just simply said that it's it's up to the individual. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's no longer just a standard across the board. It's kind of how the relationship has gone, and sometimes the women are the more assertive ones, and so that might be what they do.
Yeah, that's true. We got one more clip. Let's hear that, and then we'll discuss that one, and then we'll go to the polls. We did a poll on Facebook: should a woman approach a man? And we'll discuss that too right after the clip.
Hello there. This is Bree from Bree's Bonnet on IG. I do not believe a woman should approach a man. Women nowadays are very aggressive. Although some men like that, I don't think most do. But this is just me. I could be wrong. I would never approach a man. I would let him know I'm interested by maybe smiling coyly, batting my eyelashes, my real eyelashes, or maybe smiling at him to kind of let him know, hey, why don't you come over here and say hello? But as far as me going up to a man, oh no, that'll never happen. Thanks for playing my comments.
She said, bat my real eyelash.
That was exactly what I was going straight to. Let's deal with that comment first.
Okay.
I totally agree. I think some of this makeup that women are doing is great. Don't get me wrong, but some of it can be a little bit too much. Me and my wife were just having this conversation yesterday, which is really funny. That's why I started laughing. Nothing wrong with eyelashes, nothing wrong with, lipstick and blush, and I love all of it. But when that's the only time you feel pretty, I got an issue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you can't even walk. I mean, we got to do the whole thing all the time. Oh, okay.
Okay, back to yeah. Go ahead.
Back to what Bree was saying is she like feels like, hey, it's on the man, point blank, period. I mean, again, I don't disagree with you, Bree. Like, I don't disagree. Like you said, you would show him that you're interested, but once you show him that you're interested, then it's on him to make the next move.
Right.
I agree with that. I totally do.
Yeah, I mean, even with that, if it like again, if I think I said it, before that comment was played, if your body language is letting me know that you are interested, then it's gonna make it that much more easy for me, to approach you. If you don't, versus you just coming out saying, "Hey, I want to holler at you." You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, I can respect that too. I see Gail in the chat room. She says, "If women do all the pursuing of men, we give away our power. A man will probably sit back and not put forth much effort in anything else involving you." I can see that in some men. Wait a minute, your power? What power, Gail? Huh? What?
Yeah. Well, I mean, women do that. Hey, let's be very honest. Everything a man does, for the most part, is because of a woman. Either he's trying to get one or please one.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm laughing not because of that, Gail. Because Bree says false eyelashes are okay as long as they don't look like two caterpillars. And then Rod with his crazy self talking about eyelashes the size of butterfly wings. No, sir.
Exactly.
I cannot.
They're hilarious.
Nah, but man, I understand what Gail is saying though, give up the power. You know what I mean?
Right.
Diamond messed it up for you women when she said that her mother proposed to her father.
Oh man.
Oh, that was such a boss move. Man.
Oh my
goodness. Man. Oh, I don't know.
That was a boss move, man. But again, like I say, and it works. It works. So I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna be a big boy. And I'm gonna recant what my earlier statement was because like literally, Diamond, that story just help me understand that it doesn't have to be one way. Now again, biblically, yes. But he already knew that he found his wife. That's why he asked her in 2005.
Come on.
That's why he stayed. He was like, okay, not a problem. You don't want to say yes to marriage? I'll sit here and we'll live the rest of our life like we're married. You see what I'm saying? I found my right. I found my wife. Give him utmost respect, and he deserved that serenade. You know what I mean? Like he just 28 years, bro. He deserved that one.
Okay, so Rod has a question in the chat room. Is it a relinquishment of power or just a different social norm? Gail, you wanna, hit that, touch that before we get up out of here, Gail? Because you want to run that by me again? Oh man, that's a good one. 512-827-9164. The power.
Okay. Gail just put in the chat that she said Diamond's situation is unique. An established family with adult children. It probably wouldn't matter if she proposed, especially if they have been together 28 years.
Yeah,
absolutely. Bree also says in the chat, she says, well, that's not a social norm that I'm accepting of, right? I guess I'm old school. Yeah. I mean, it depends on what you consider the norm.
Yeah, that's true. But you know what, Chris? I think that most women in here will agree for that situation on that proposal by Diamond's mom. I think most of them agree. Now, in the Facebook poll that we took all week, the question of should a woman approach a man, believe it or not, it was 50-50 on this poll. 50-50. So apparently, everybody, people have, mixed opinions. And my mom, she said no. Andrea said no. She took the poll. Shamika said yes. Cynthia Seablay from Facebook said yes. Gary Tanner said yes. And then you have Yvette McVeigh said no. And those are just some of the people that took the poll. But it went 50-50. And I think that's kind of what it where it went tonight as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I mean, I guess it depends on the situation, especially that unique situation that we had with Diamond. But I can understand what other people were saying in the chat room. Like Jacqueline, she was saying, hey, at 50, I'm waiting on the proposal. I'm expecting that, Yeah. I don't want to be 50 years old. And I get it. 50 years old as a woman trying to propose to a man, that might be a little different, a different situation there. So I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
I know, man. I've enjoyed this right here.
Yeah, this has been a good one, man.
And yeah, listen, we did this show 2 years ago. So we call it the sequel. If you want to go back and hear what others were saying 2 years ago, just go to next15podcast.com or right here in the Spreaker app. You can find it. It's Should a Woman Approach a Man? That's the part 1. This is the sequel. I would encourage you to go in there and check out that past episode. It was a question on my mind since the pandemic occurred, and things have started to change, in our world, in our society today. So yeah, it was just a question. Jay Ron, what up? Thank you for tuning in tonight. Let me take this one comment. Rod says that most social norms are established based on belief or values one subscribes to. Does it make it taboo or non-accepting if it goes against the beliefs and values shared by the masses? I think that's a good question. Right,
and so it doesn't make it taboo because it goes against the masses, because usually the masses have it wrong.
Yeah.
Just to be very honest with you.
Yeah. And then Gail says when she says power regarding women, she's thinking we come off our crown and not allow the man to be the leader he is meant to be. She always got that knowledge, boy.
She do, boy.
That's what's up. Yeah.
Thank you, Gail, for slinging that sledgehammer, please.
Oh man, such a great topic to review and revisit again. Listen, if you like what we do, just tune in to next15podcast.com or Spreaker right here. We do this every Friday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can also subscribe to the Next 15 podcast. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. All you have to do is look up at Next 15 podcast. And there you will find our content, previous content, our blogs by Stella B. North, and other exciting news about the Next 15. If you would like to be a guest on our show and you have a topic that we might be able to consider for you to be on, go to the website and click on the podcast tab, and you will be able to fill out that podcast. You'll send us an email, and we can maybe get back with you. Anything you want to say before we get off the air, Chris?
Man, listen, this was a great show, guys. Listen, the Next 15 is blowing up. Listen, help us blow it up even bigger. Tell your friends, tell your family about it. Invite them to come to the chat, because if it's helping you and it's helping you change your life or your thought process on just everyday topics, why wouldn't you share the same information? Well, listen, here at the Next 15, we want you to help us do the same.
I appreciate that, man. Listen, it's been another great one. Thank y'all in the chat room for participating. Those who called in and left their voice comments, and those who called into the show, Diamond and Rod, we appreciate your participation tonight. Listen, you can do that with them. Just go to next15podcast.com or go to Spreaker. Again, I'm plugging it. Listen, also, if you like what we're doing here and want to support the podcast, you can go to the website and click the Buy Me Coffee tab, and there you can buy us a cup of coffee or two. That's it for tonight, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next Friday night, 7 p.m., same place, same time, right here on the Next 15.